Hey, I'm back. I've been away for a bit. You may have noticed, maybe not, because I was ill. I was poorly. Um, I actually had the flu, and it was the proper flu, not man flu. This is a term we use in Britain to suggest that a person, or a man, when they're feeling a bit sick, which isn't that serious. We call it man flu, or maybe women call it man flu because I don't know. Maybe men sometimes feel like they can take advantage of when they're feeling a little bit ill to kind of extend it to being a bit more ill than it actually is. But I was actually properly ill. I had the flu. My throat was had swollen up to the tonsils, had grown and bit pussy as well. That's disgusting. I realise that, but it was disgusting. And now I'm good. So I was thinking, what can I actually bring you today? You may know, you may have seen my word of the day that I've been posting on my Instagram page, and I've been posting onto the Facebook page too. And it's important, of course, to learn new words, more vocabulary. But what's more important and more helpful to people learning English are phrases. And I have actually been putting phrasal verbs, pictures of phrasal verbs on there too. But today I'm going to be teaching you some phrases connected with feeling ill and when you are ill or sick. Because listen, you're going to need to use those, say, for work perhaps, when you're not going to work or you can't go to work because you're feeling sick, or maybe you're trying to skive work. This is a word we use in England, in Britain, to skive, and that means when you just don't want to go to work, but you have to kind of get out of it. So you have to inform your boss that you can't come to work today because you're ill in some way. So let's look at how you could be ill. So let's just say you are actually ill in the head, in your mind. Maybe you've got a really bad headache, a migraine. Maybe a migraine now is the worst headache that you can get. It's debilitating. I myself have had migraines before when I was a lot younger. It's been over 15 years now since I last had a migraine, but some people get them all the time, and it really is heavy pain in your head. You can't move, literally. If you do move, you can't open your eyes. It's traumatic. So if you weren't going to go to work, you could call them up and say, I'm afraid I cannot come to work today because I have a terrible headache, or I have an awful headache, or you can say a migraine. I have a killer migraine. That's a good one as well, because a migraine is that bad. It is kind of feels like it's killing you. So, or you can say a killer headache. These are really good adjectives to use to stress the seriousness of the pain that you're feeling in your head. I wanted to tell you also about the term I'm afraid, because you may know the word afraid is about fearful, being fearful. And it doesn't just mean that, because I used it in a message to one of my Brazilian friends saying maybe I couldn't go to meet them, so I'm afraid I can't see you today. And they thought, why are you afraid of that? Why are you scared of that? But it doesn't necessarily mean that. It sometimes means like a feeling of regret as well. So it's similar to saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I cannot meet you today. I'm afraid I can't meet you today. So we have that a lot as well in the English language. Our words mean more than just one thing. And not, in fact, I'm going off topic, excuse me, but recently I learned about the word terrific. Now, terrific I've used throughout my life, and I've always thought it meant like extremely brilliant, extremely fantastic. It's terrific, whatever it is. It might be about a film. My favourite film, Magnolia, is a terrific film. But also, terrific doesn't just mean that. It also means a feeling of terror. Like if something is terrifying, you can call it terrific, which I never knew myself. I'm learning stuff all the time as well with the English language. So the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Now that is a terrific film, but it's also a terrific film. It's used in both ways because I think it's a fantastic film, but it is terrifying. So there's another little bit of information for you there. Now, what else? Head, we've done. Flu. Okay, so you can call up and say, can't come to work today. You know, if you're skiving, put a little bit of a voice on as well, you know. In fact, I couldn't talk. That's why I didn't do these videos for the last week, because I literally couldn't speak. So, yeah, I can't come to work today. I've got the flu. My whole body, I feel weak. So it is about weak, about I don't have the energy to come to work today. You can say, my tonsils have swollen up. I can hardly speak. You know, you can say that to them on the phone. If it's real, then you wouldn't be able to speak. But if you're skiving, just make it. Got to do a bit of acting, helps. If you're poorly in the tummy, again, that's a good word as well to use. Poorly, the adverb poorly, because you feel like you're poor. Your body is poor. It's not strong. So it's a word that you can use. So I'm feeling really poorly today in my stomach. You can say I've got an upset stomach. Again, that's a really good thing. If you're being sick as well, vomit. Words for vomiting. And if you're being formal, you say, I've been vomiting all night. Vomited everywhere, vomit all over the floor. But informally, if you're just telling your friends, some words for vomit, spewing. Oh, God, I've been spewing everywhere. I'm so sick. I've been spewing everywhere. What else is there? Spewing, vomiting, throwing up. Throwing up. So that's a word we use quite a lot, 2 words. I'm throwing up all night. There's a northern term, whitey. I don't get that. I'm not from up north, but that's another term for vomiting. If you know any others, please post them on the page. Other words for vomiting and things like that. Diarrhea. If you've got diarrhea, again, if you've got that, if you're being formal with work, just keep it to diarrhea. With your friends though, informally, you can say I got the shits, got the squits. I think when you've got diarrhea, you have to try to make it a bit funny, if you have to mention it at all. We normally just don't mention it. But if you want to mention it, make it a bit funny, because squits I find quite amusing. What else is there? I think that's it really. I mean, there's loads of other ailments you could have. But those are some sort of phrases you can use when explaining to people how ill you are and which part of your body is making you ill. You can see I'm still feeling it a little bit, you know. I'm not 100%. I'm probably about 85%. But hopefully I'm on the meds, on the medication. Should be okay in a few days. But I'm going to give you a challenge now. I haven't given you any challenges really this month, but I'm going to try to give you some now. Maybe put some posts on there about phrases that you come up with of certain parts of your body that are unwell, and maybe don't use the ones I've given you, because that's just like copying, but you can maybe use parts of them and make new ones. Okay, so that's it for today. It's been nice being back and saying hello to you. I hope you're all well, and I hope that none of you are ill. But when you are, I hope I've given you some phrases to be able to use to get out of work. All right, so have a good day, everybody. Bye-bye.